The wave shows no sign of stopping as it heads inland.
My God, that's huge. Look at that.
We now take you to this special presentation of the WIAA Sports Network.
Celebrating the magic of high school sports, Allen Media Group proudly presents the WIAA Football Championships, live from Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin. This WIAA Sports exclusive is brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. And WIAC. We teach, we inspire.
We understand what it takes to grow what matters. We know success doesn't happen overnight. It takes honest work, day in and day out. We value trust, leadership, and service. We are Security Financial Bank, bankers who believe in your business, your farm, your family, your future. SFB, bankers who believe in you.
100 years. There are very few businesses that have withstood this test of time.
But it was in 1923 that our family opened a two-stall garage and used car dealership in Pleasantville, Wisconsin, serving the surrounding communities that today has grown into the Osseo Automotive family of dealerships.
A commitment to excellence through a century of automotive innovation is waiting for you.
Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not going to make friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
Is an injury or joint pain keeping you from living your best life? Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine will get you back to doing. Whether it's walking or running, hunting or hiking, working or playing, whatever you're in, go with who you know and get back to doing. Call us today or go to cvosm.com/WQOW to request an appointment with one of our experts. Our spine, orthopedic, and sports medicine physicians turn I couldn't into I did.
When you see a celebrity or athlete product endorsement, do you pay attention? Well, maybe or maybe not. But when it comes time for your next water heater, choose Bradford White, because the pros at Bowl Improved Plumbing do. Bradford White water heaters are built in America and built to last. Not sold in big box stores, but only through professionals. You can be assured of quality to last with the best energy efficiency in the business. Now, the guys at Bowl Improved may not be celebrities, but they are pros when it comes to water heaters, and they choose Bradford White.
A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damage and effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
It is time to write another chapter of Wisconsin high school state history, and this one we're going to do the Division II football state championship. Waunakee and Badger, a pair of unbeatens here at Camp Randall Stadium as we continue in this WIAA football championship series. I'm Brad Hansen. Welcome to the broadcast. We have awarded 5 gold balls. We have 2 left to go today. We've had some great football. Looking forward to some more to set the table for this one. We'll send it up to Bob and Bill.
Brad, thanks very much. Bill, I'm impressed with two things in this Division II matchup. One, the fact that it's two unbeatens. They have really survived a tough road to get here to play for a state championship. And two, these are two coaches and two teams who know how to execute the perfect game plan.
Well, execution has been the key to their success. But got a contrast, too. Badgers here for the first time. Waunakee's been here 12 times. Pat Rice plays a spread offense. Van Johnson runs it. He's been your prototypical Waunakee quarterback in both run and throw. Ben Lindley's an all-state running back. They play really good defense. And Johnson and Lindley benefit from a line that's both big and smart. J.P. Doyle executes the option to perfection. Landon Nottestedt run for over 1,400 yards. Badgers, not the biggest team in the world, but they've certainly beat some of the big boys, including Sun Prairie East in the semis last week, to get here.
For more, before we kick this one off, we send it down to the sidelines and Carly Murata.
Hey guys, Badger head coach Matt Hensler, he actually suffered a heart attack 2 weeks ago in the Level 3 game against Kettle Moraine. He left with shortness of breath, went to the hospital. He was released on Monday. In the following week's game in the semifinal match against Sun Prairie East, Coach Hensler coached from the booth. Now heading into the Division II state championship game, it was a game time decision whether he would coach from the sidelines or the booth. He is coaching from the sidelines. He just walked out here, gave a fist pump to the fans with a big round of applause as Badger looks to make history today.
Thank you, Carly. Hard to keep that man off of the football field. Thumbs up, fist pump, ready to go. First ever trip to state for Hensler and the Badgers. Pat Rice in our Menards Keys to the Game, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs, Bill.
Well, Badgers on. They're going to control the ball. That's what that wishbone offense does. They want to keep it away from Waunakee, which has been very proficient offensively, averaging 47 points a game. And Waunakee's got to figure out a way to keep Doyle under control. He's the guy that makes the option run, and they're going to have to figure out a way to calm a funky offense that they don't see often.
Jackson Buchanan boots it for Badger. And we are underway in Division II. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Some shifty moves by Sullivan Scadden. And he's brought down to 26, where the Waunakee Warriors will operate. Andy Rice, the cousin of Pat, is the offensive coordinator. Some of the key players that will be at his disposal on offense.
We told you about Johnson, a dual threat to both throw and run. Lindley's an all-state running back. Emmerich's heading to Duluth. He's not a very big receiver, but he's very quick. And Robert Booker is a UCLA commit and the best state tight end in the state.
Key players to watch, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance. Premiums paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. First down carry, straight ahead. Bread and butter play, right up the gut to the 32-yard line. There's Ben Lindley, over 1,000 yards rushing coming into this game with 23 touchdowns. He's an all-state back.
Happy to be here. Blew out his ACL 2 years ago, the last time Waunakee qualified for state.
They go quick on the offense, give it right back to Lindley, and pick up the first down at the 41. So Badger got to be ready for this. Waunakee going super speed.
And they put up a lot of points. They haven't had many contested games this year.
Lindley again. And good open field tackle made up front. Number 20 was right there. That's J.P. Doyle on the defensive side. As you look at some of the defensive key players over there, including Doyle.
Now, we told you to watch Doyle on offense. He pointed out he makes a big play there to stop Waunakee for the first time today.
Second down and 8, and first chance for both sides to catch their breath here as Johnson looks at the sideline for the play. Pull it back. Over the middle, caught at midfield. And then the ball pops out. Will they say complete? Yes, they're calling it a completed pass. David Emmerich was the man who caught it. Down by contact.
Emmerich's not that big at 5'9". Shows good hands there, and the officials ruling rightly so that he was down by contact before the ball was ripped out.
That was short of the first down, but Lindley's going to get the call to get him the first down at the 46 of Badger.
Again, they're playing with great tempo here and seem to have Badger out of sync in the early going. There's Pat Rice. Seems like he's here annually.
32nd year as the head coach at Waunakee. Big-time sack of Johnson. An explosive attack by Ethan Francois.
Well, they heat up the quarterback in a big way. Here comes Francois. Nobody blocked him. He got in a good lick on Van Johnson. So it'll be 2nd and long for Waunakee, and suddenly their tempo is slowed.
Just when Badger was going backwards and on their heels, they dial up a play to disrupt things. Little screen, and another good tackle made on Caden McKenzie. J.P. Doyle again in the mix.
Nice play there. Francois was his 8.5 sacks, and then they follow that up with another nice play. So it's 3rd and long for the Warriors, who look so impressive early. Now the drive is sputtered at midfield as Badgers' defense is solidified.
Johnson over the middle in traffic. Going to be shy of the first down, but you make it 4th and a couple. Emmerich bailing out the offense. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
They try to get the ball in the hands of this shifty Emmerich, who showed you he's a quick little water bug out there, and he puts him into a 4th and 3 situation after the pass from Johnson.
They call it a 4th and 3. Need the 36-yard line to keep this drive moving. Lindley flanked to the left of Johnson. Give it to him. A hop, a skip, but not a jump to get the first down. The Badger defense bends but does not break.
Ryan McCarthy with the big defensive play. Keep Lindley short of the line to gain. Here it is. They go up the middle up behind that big offensive line, but he's brought down by a couple tacklers, the primary one, McCarthy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of. Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
The Wisconsin Education Association Council salutes all public school educators. We're proud to recognize Sarah Elmore, the winner of the 2023 Wisconsin School Counselor Association's Equity in Action Award. WIAC also recognizes Jessica Rettler, one of 8 teachers in America to receive the National Excellence in Teaching About Agriculture Award. WIAC members go above and beyond for our students. Join us. WIAC, we teach, we inspire.
Lake Geneva Badgers offense taking the field here at State for the first time ever in school history. Rural Mutual gives us the key players to keep an eye on for Badger.
Well, Doyle talked a lot about. You can see his numbers primarily on the ground. They rarely throw it, and Nottestad's had a big year offensively as well, running for over close to 1,500 yards.
First man bursts through to the 40, and there's that Waunakee defense. Super stingy. They've only allowed 5 points on average per contest this year. Some of the defensive studs over there.
Well, Brian's an all-stater and a big guy. 2-time all-state, as a matter of fact. Hogan's a very quick linebacker. And, again, Duran is another all-stater. So Waunakee no one has been able to solve that puzzle all year. And Badger will try to do it through their wishbone.
Matt Hensler, the head coach, is also the offensive coordinator of this wishbone / flexbone / triple option offense. Doyle gives it up. And again, into the scrum it goes to the 44-yard line. They're so low to the ground, Bill. They disguise everything. And if you're a defense, you have to play assignment football against this offense.
Yeah, they provide you a lot of headaches. And again, it's the credit to Hensler that these guys execute as well as they do. And they're a real headache to play against.
Nottestad got the carry there. He's their leading rusher, over 1,400 yards this season. 3rd and 4 for Badger here. Doyle's got it. Got the first down. And JP into Waunakee territory at the 39.
That's what he does well. He runs the option and the trailing back, and Doyle keeps it and gets into the secondary where he's brought down by Cameron Marino.
And lots of bodies, Bill. The difficulty, you're trying to navigate your own traffic and then get into that backfield to attack the runner. And Doyle, the kids in this offense, and I call them kids because youth football, they learn this offense at a young age. So when they get their opportunity, they are ready for it. It's not deer in the headlights as Doyle got diagnosed that time, a gain to the 37.
It's stacked up there by Cole Savola and 44 Hodman. The two linebackers are quite mobile. They rarely throw it, this Badger. Only 44 times all year as Doyle put the ball up. Talking to some Badger people last week, they said we're disappointed if it's beyond 9:30 on a Friday night game.
2nd down and 8. Quick shot through. Nottestad to the 32. You're looking at 3rd down and 3. In their win against Sun Prairie East a week ago in level 4 to get to Stateville, they threw the football one time, and it was incomplete.
Yeah, they do what they dance with the one that brung them. They do it well, and why throw it? But they've beaten some good teams to get here. Bumped up defending champ Kettle Moraine in level 3, and as Bob told you, in Sun Prairie East last week.
Again, they go quick to Nottestad. So low, so shifty.
He's 5'10", 180.
And he didn't get the first down. It looked like he squirmed his way.
No, they gave it to him.
Did they give it to? Okay. Chain gang was a little delayed reaction there, but they did give it to him at the 29.
So a nice march here by Badger after the stop at midfield against Sun Prairie.
Nottestad, he's got that ability to squeeze through the smallest of holes on the offensive line. Toss this one from Doyle, and they spring on the outside. Nice pickup there by Matthew O'Grady.
O'Grady on the pitch. He is their leading receiver, but he's also rushed the ball 57 times in plays like that. He's averaged 11.4 a carry.
He's only a sophomore, Bill, and big high ceiling for O'Grady, who's got 8 rushing touchdowns of his own this season. 2nd down and 6 for Badger. Doyle's got it. Every time I do a Badger football game, you wait a little longer than you normally would on the call because Doyle just sells it so well. And just when you think the back has it, the quarterback keeps it, then he might flip it, somebody else on a counter. A lot of moving parts with this offense.
So you can relate with what the Waunakee defense goes through.
Oh my goodness. As you said, it's a headache for defenses. 3rd down and 5. We'll toss in the backfield, trying to get to the edge, and not going to be enough for the first down.
O'Grady again. They string it out pretty well, though. And it's going to set up a 4th down.
Good pursuit there. Getting in the backfield quickly was Wade Bryan.
O'Grady is their field goal kicker. They've only kicked one all season. So on 4th down here, there doesn't seem to be any option for what Coach Hensler wants to do.
They need 3 to the 19-yard line, and Matt Hensler will call a timeout. We'll step aside with him as well. 4th down coming up when we come back. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Big play here. Badger got the 4th down stop on Waunakee. Now the Warriors trying to return the favor on 4th and 3. Where does J.P. Doyle go with the football here? Call his own number, find O'Grady, Nottestad, or something else. It was Nottestad, but not enough. Warriors hold.
So each team's had one possession, and they come up short on 4th down. Jackson Lenzendorf was the big body who helped blow up this play. Here's Lenzendorf, 98, and I think he got help from 99, the All-Stater Wade Bryan as well.
Lenzendorf built 5'11", 290. Played last year as a sophomore. And use that big body to your advantage, big fella. Warrior offense. Another turn on the football field at the 20-yard line. Henley the carry. And carrying Badger bodies with them to the 25. Waunakee, their road back to state once again in search of another state title. Holman, La Crosse Central, New Richmond, and the closest contest against Kaukauna, who gave them a tussle. The Warriors prevailed.
That's the only competitive game they've had all year. The next closest was the second game of the year when they beat Notre Dame 30-7. The rest of them have been all blowouts.
An offense that averages 47 a game. It only gives up 5. Little swing pass. And a little action after for Sullivan Scadden.
Yeah, a different way to put what Bob just told you. They've outscored opponents 615-67 this year.
Yikes. Scadden. Get that scat back with the quickness after the catch. Got him closer here for 3rd and 2. On the carry, Johnson trying to get it himself. Looks like he got there right at the sticks to move the chains.
Again, Waunakee went to spread offense a couple years ago. Pat Rice brought in his cousin Andy Rice to be the offensive coordinator. They consulted with Tim Halverson, who had great success with the spread, and Mount Horeb. He's gone elsewhere since, but they've been a spread team the last few years, and they do it well.
Little pass again, fighting for extra yards. Robert Booker, Bill talked about him, the UCLA recruit. Big body with terrific hands and big blocker when he needs to be.
Booker's big target, too, at 6'6", 217. You think you like UCLA?
A little warmer than this place this time of year. You're playing Big Ten football next year.
Yep.
Go figure. That one skips on the turf. Intended for Caden McKenzie. And quickly, third down is here.
Johnson completes 73% of his passes. That wasn't a good throw, obviously, but he's thrown for 23 scores. Honorable mention All-State quarterback.
First-year starter and making a big-time impression in his first year with the keys to this offense. It's going to be short. Catching down at the 39-yard line, brings up 4th down and 2 as McKenzie couldn't stay on his feet, and punting unit on for Waunakee.
Kenzie's a good-sized target, too, at 6'3", but they come up a couple yards shy on 3rd down, so Pat Wright's going to send his punter out for the first time.
Michael Mercury to boot the football, back to get it. Matt O'Grady.
Mercury's averaging 35.7 yards per punt.
O'Grady has to backpedal and get out of the way. The ball will roll and die at the 13-yard line.
O'Grady's a threat back there. He's only returned 4 punts, but for 90 yards. One of them went for a touchdown. So as Bob told you earlier, he's a good athlete.
Lake Geneva Badger, how did they get here? Elkhorn, they beat the Elks handily. Waukesha West out of the Classic 8. Kettle Moraine, these are the two big ones. They beat the defending D2 champion Lasers in Kettle Moraine. And then a week later, had to beat Sun Prairie East, got the job done there.
Yeah, people thought they were a fluke. They proved the last 2 weeks they're for real, and they deserve to punch their ticket to Camp Randall.
Oh, flip it on the outside, and tons of running room for O'Grady. Matthews still on his feet, finally brought down at the 46. You just said it, Bill, how athletic and fast this kid is in open spaces.
They buy the dive play, and they get the ball to O'Grady in space. He gets finally run down by Marino in the secondary with a little help from 26 Cotter, but a big gain for the Badgers.
33 yards on that O'Grady run. 1st and 10 at the 46. Again, quick into the belly of Nottestad. Goes to midfield. Matt Hensler said about O'Grady, we just get him the ball and let him go because he's got so much speed. He's got young, fresh legs, only a sophomore.
It's a good look at Hensler. His dad, Keith, was a Hall of Fame coach in the state of Wisconsin. Keith Hensler made his name at McGuanago.
Oh, yeah, many years running that McGuanago and running the same offense. That's where Matt got it from. Dad showed him the way. 2nd and 6. Doyle again in the midst of Nottestad and still pushing the pile forward. Finally brought down at the 46. Badger looking at 3rd down and 2.
They'll get the break to think about it. We've played a quick first quarter.
Indeed. A couple of teams going up and down on each other, but the defense is setting the tone here early in quarter number 1. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
But what's this about making them go straight?
You had to ask.
No matter what size, big truck, small car, minor adjustment, major overhaul, we make them go straight.
Straight down the field.
Here we go.
The field, Lombardi Avenue, Holmgren Way, wherever.
How do you do that?
Alignment, spring replacement, and more.
Think you could teach a place kicker to make them go straight?
What's your problem with place kickers?
Hey, kickball, get check.
Murphy's, frame and axle, we make them go straight.
Is an injury or joint pain keeping you from living your best life? Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine will get you back to doing. Whether it's walking or running, hunting or hiking, working or playing, whatever you're in, go with who you know and get back to doing. Call us today or go to cvosm.com/WQOW to request an appointment with one of our experts. Our spine, orthopedic, and sports medicine physicians turn I couldn't into I did.
Carve out your college game plan during Ready, Set, Go-Bember at CVTC. Kick off your journey with a campus tour to explore how our fast, affordable, hands-on programs lead to a feast of great-paying career opportunities. And to show how thankful we are when you apply during November, you'll receive an application fee waiver, a free t-shirt, and entry into a $250 CVTC scholarship drawing. If this sounds so good you want seconds, visit cvtc.edu/go and get going on your education.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
Nada on the scoreboard through the first period of this D2 state championship matchup. And the WIAA football championships are brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. Both teams in the first quarter, Bill, had the football twice. Each team had it for 6 minutes exactly.
Even Steven.
Doyle on the toss to O'Grady. And he gets out in space and gets his way to the 38. That's another first down for Badger.
Brady's 33-yard run, the biggest difference statistically in the total yardage in these teams. Badger with 83 total yards in the first quarter. Waunakee with 55, and Grady there picks up the first down in the first play of the second quarter.
From the 38. Badger operating here to start the second quarter. A little inside move there. Fake like it was going to be a toss. Instead, Anthony Richardson gets the football for the first time. Richardson also listed as a running back, a senior.
More of a blocking back, though, I gather, in this offense. Carried the ball 53 times for a 10.6-yard average.
Had to get that Waunakee defense leaning one way while the football was going the other way. They only gave up 3, second down and 7. Doyle's got it. And then Waunakee's got Doyle. Noah Joseph was in there first, 54 for Waunakee.
That's a good look at Joseph, the junior. This is a veteran Waunakee cover.
Yeah, a lot of guys, when you talk to Pat Rice, he's going through his guys and he says, 2-year starter, 2-year starter, 2-year starter. They've been in the trenches. They've got tons of experience with this group. Looking for it here for a stop on 3rd down and 6. Doyle's got it. And he's got running room. Then he flips it forward. The ball is loose.
I think Badger recovered.
That was danger zone right there for J.P. Doyle. And Pat Rice, you can read his lips saying that was a forward pass.
Yeah, well, here's Doyle. They haven't passed all day today. This is the closest they've come to it. It does look like Pat Rice has a point. The ball went forward. Ball obviously loose there, and the officials are not talking about it. But it sure looked like the ball went forward, and Pat Rice certainly assisting the referees to make that call. They're still conferring. If it's ruled a fumble, Badger recovered it.
And if you're ruling it a forward pass, then it should be incomplete, and then you don't get the recovery there and don't get the first down.
They rule it as a fumble.
Yeah, so the ball bounces on the turf at the 26-yard line, but they're going to rule it a fumble. Here's the call from Jeff Welk. They're going to look at it.
Well, currently the teams are lined up at the 24, and they've moved the chains, giving Badger a first down. Now they're moving the chains back as the review is going to be carried out. And we're going to take a break while the review is taking place.
All right, a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Back here in Madison, rules interpreter for the WIAA, Pat Miles, is with us. Pat, take us through the play.
Yeah, there's a couple things to look at here. First, where the quarterback is in position to the line of scrimmage, or where he is at, to rule if we have a good forward pass or not. Now we can see that he's clearly behind the spot when he releases the ball. The ball is in his left hand. He throws it forward. So we have a legal forward pass which hits the turf. It should be ruled an incomplete forward pass, is what I'm seeing on this.
Now, he crossed the line of scrimmage when he made that illegal.
Then we have an illegal forward pass if he's beyond the line of scrimmage. And they rule it as forward pass, it would be an illegal forward pass. If he's beyond and it's a fumble, that doesn't matter then.
Let's see if Jeff Welk.
Pat, your mic is better than the guy in the stripes.
I believe there's...
So the line of scrimmage
34
is the 34-yard line.
And if he's beyond that, we have then an illegal forward pass, and I believe that's what they're going to say happened here, which he is beyond. And now we have a forward pass, so you have an illegal forward pass.
Is that a penalty
beyond
then?
Yes.
Penalty yardage?
Yep. And they're going to go back. They're going to walk off the 5 yards from it, from the spot of the foul.
All right. There's the march off back to the 34. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it.
Stop by anytime.
Pat Miles, rules interpreter with the WIAA, sitting side by side up here in the booth, breaking it down for you. So the ball goes back to the 39-yard line, and it's 4th down for Badger. They're going to go. Doyle to throw for the first time today. Intercepted! Down the sideline and pushed out of bounds is Brady Sizik.
No, they don't throw often, and when they did, Brady Sizik read it properly, and I think he was thinking pick 6, because there's a lot of green in front of him when he stepped in front of the receiver. He jumps the route, and he got all that green. But Sizik is brought down after the first turnover of the game. Good job by Sizik to jump the route.
These corners for Waunakee, Sizik and Jake Bova, both seniors, both 2-year starters. Brady snuffed it out.
3rd interception of the year for Sizik.
And the offense licking its chops here. Handoff goes to Sebastian Rasmussen this time. He's their power back. They move him around the slot. This was just straight ahead handoff and plow forward for a gain of 7.
Waunakee's plus 10 in the year in turnovers.
Rasmussen again with a burst. Dragged down from behind at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal, Waunakee.
Ryan Bays saved a touchdown. Waunakee with great momentum following the turnover. They continue to go up tempo.
Johnson gets them lined up. Rasmussen again. And Badger defense hanging on the ankles of 27 for dear life.
Literally hanging on was Logan Clausen. But he got help and brought down the running back short of the goal.
By the way, that was a 50-yard interception return by Sizik. Didn't take it to the house, but the offense trying to punch it in here. 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Waunakee. Sebastian Rasmussen bashes it in.
'13th touchdown of the year for Rasmussen, who dived in, made sure he was going to get in the end zone. The senior gives Waunakee the 2nd quarter lead. They cash in on the turnover, and the dive by 127 over the other 27 puts the Warriors in front.
Lindley was in the backfield too, so you're Badger and you're looking at that going, pick the poison. Owen Elliott for the extra points. It is good, and so is the scoreboard as far as Waunakee is concerned. 7-0 as they draw first blood in Division II. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
It's a whiteout for Waunakee, who leads at 7-0. The 2023 WIAA Football Championships brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. Reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farmers. Number 10's your brother. That's Matthew O'Grady. The difference maker here for Lake Geneva Badger, who trails it now by the touchdown.
Badger's done what they needed to do. They've controlled the ball in pretty good shape, but they turn it over. And Waunakee makes them pay for that turnover by going 20 yards in 4 plays.
Here's O'Grady. Straight into the pile and brought down at the 21-yard line. The one pass they have thrown so far was that turnover. And Waunakee pounced on it, pushed it into the end zone 4 plays later.
There's O'Grady, the big brother of the sign holder.
AP Doyle, number 20, is your quarterback in this offense on 1st and 10 at the 21. Adestad wrapped up immediately. Maybe a foot game, but that's it. Those big bodies in there mixing it up. Jacob Duran and company. Duran, all-state defensive tackle. Bill mentioned Wade Bryan. He's an all-stater. Sam Hoagland, all-state honorable mention. I mean, there's some beasts on this defense for Waunakee.
And you talked about the size of Lenzendorf.
2nd and 10. Doyle, toss it. Getting to the edge and getting the first down. Landon Nottestad busting out of that backfield to get free for a gain of 12.
Well, you can see how tricky Doyle is. He just freezes the defense. They don't know what he's going to do here. And he flips the ball to the running back at the last minute. He gets outside and picks up the first down.
Landon loves the contact. He absorbed a lot of contact on that hit. An offense like this, when you run literally 99% of the time, there's going to be a lot of contact and a lot of hits. This play whistled dead. There was early movement by Badger. Jeff Welk from Rhinelander calling the false start.
And that a popular decision by the patrons from Lake Geneva down below us.
Somebody flinched here. Oh, it was the receiver up top.
Close to the Waunakee bench.
Yeah. The Aubrey Marks up there. With a little movement. Agastad straight ahead to the 29-yard line. Agastad, 5'10", 180. The packs of punches you have seen.
Coach said he'd practice 6 hours if he wanted him to.
Yeah, they can't rip that kid off of the football field. Games or practice. Another one of the Badger emotional leaders sets it by example as well with how hard he runs. 2nd down. How hard is this run? The burst. Squirted right up the middle and finally brought down out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Landon found a hole and then took off for greener pastures.
Cizik saves the touchdown. This one just plain fooled the Waunakee defense. All of a sudden, he's at the third level, and sees it comes a long way to make the touchdown-saving tackle at about the 10.
Isaac wrestling him down to save the touchdown. 61-yard run by Nottestad. And 1st and goal, Badger looking for the answer to the Waunakee touchdown. Who's got it? O'Grady's got it. He's corralled and thrown out of bounds at the 3 by number 3, Cameron Marino. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Marino gave him a bit of a rough ride, and when all is well.
Marino, he's the strong safety on the defense, but he comes down against a team like this. They call him the rover. He comes down to help stuff the run. Doyle takes a little walk. Back to Matt Hensler for the play. Straight ahead push. And the QB.
Waunakee's with the balls out.
They got the football. So they say. Sam Hoagland says, I got the pigskin.
Referee said he was down on contact.
And short of the goal line. So it's 3rd and goal, inches away. Another look. And that's a touchdown. PAT away from tying this up.
So,
and the bunch, was that Doyle?
Yeah.
Bunching so tight. But number 20, another look. He's going low with bodies flying over the top.
And Sam Hogan went over the top. Doyle went beneath him and 1 point away from tying the game.
We are tied as Jackson Buchanan knocks it through. 7 plays, 79 yards. That big burst up the middle was a key on that play, drive of 2:52. But we're tied at 7 here in Madison.
Quick answer by Badger after Waunakee goes in and converts the turnover into a score. Badger says, we'll show you what we can do with our offense. They got the big run from Nottestad, and Doyle goes the last yard to tie the game.
WIAA Football Championships brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. All your home improvement needs. See the shadows creeping in here at Camp Randos. You look at that scoring drive we just mentioned.
That they showed what they can do. They don't throw it much. They get their chunk yards on the ground, and they did on that drive. But Nottestad's 61-yard run would set up the push,
if you will.
Yeah.
Nottestad, 11 carries, Bill, 98 yards. Ball bobbling around at the 7-yard line. Gathered in, though, and returned by Sullivan Scadden. He's buried then at the 19-yard line, so the bobble costly for field position. Offense comes back in the field for Waunakee. Tied at 7, 5:40 and change before halftime.
Waunakee hasn't done much offensively. They've got the one score, but it came in a 20-yard march after the turnover, but they haven't sustained much. Badger's done a good job of controlling that offense.
Vince Johnson at the controls. Handed off, nothing there. Loss on the play as those black shirts got in there quickly on Ben Lindley.
Nice play here by Brock Walzer, I believe. Indeed, Walzer blows it up. Walzer just a sophomore.
Mike Poronkowitz is the defensive coordinator at Badger, along with A.J. Curtis. They share the duties as Johnson. The running room on the outside a little bit. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Johnson's dad played for Pat Rice back in the early days of the Pat Rice era at Waunakee.
Yeah, Todd Johnson.
Yeah. And Lindsley's dad played for Pat Rice in the early days of the Waunakee dynasty.
32 years, you get to coach fathers and sons in your career. Too high. Pass downfield intended for Emmerich, and it brings up 4th down.
So Badger follows up their scoring march with a 3 and out. I think that's today's day and age. They call that complimentary football, right? You got to drop one of those cliches.
It's softening the blow a little bit.
There's the veteran Waunakee coach. In his 32nd season, he's won 89% of his games in those 32 years.
Michael Mercury out to put the football here for the Warriors. Matt O'Grady's back deep. Ball bounces at the 42 and then takes a roll for additional yardage. Picking up about 11 more. Badger will get the football back. Tied at 7 at the 31-yard line.
I mean, they love this go 4:26 on a march. They've got 2 timeouts. And again, we've learned they don't throw it much, so they're not going to stop the clock much with an incomplete pass. But if they're on their game, they could have an impressive 4-minute drill here and go into the half of the lead. That's certainly what Henschler would like to see. Henschler's got to like what he has seen so far this afternoon.
Yep, going toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano with a traditional team. Doyle on the keeper here. Scurries his way to the 45.
Weave through that Warrior defense there. Ryan Bussin brought him down with help from Noah Joseph. But Doyle showing how to run that offense.
Look at all the bodies just going for that dive play up the middle. And then Doyle says, you guys stay there. I'm going to go run up the middle and pick up some big yardage. He did indeed. 1st and 10 at the 46. Ball's out. You could hear it from the field. Someone yelled fumble. Waunakee says, we got it. The officials say Badger keeps it. Wishful thinking, but it's like Landon Nottestad comes out of the scrum with it. Never had it on the exchange.
Yeah, the exchange was faulty. Waunakee had a shot at it to be sure. You can see why they were excited, but Badger retains possession.
2nd down and 10. Ball still at the 46. Doyle flips it. O'Grady wrapped up at midfield. So again, the quick fake into the belly of Nottestad. Try to get that defense to suck it up and then toss to O'Grady.
You want O'Grady to use his speed the outside, but Cameron Marino read that one properly, and it's 3rd and 6 from midfield.
Big play here on a tie ball game. Doyle's got it. Curls back. Not quite for the first down. He's going to be 2 yards shy at the 46.
Big decision here for Coach Henschler. You play a field position game, punt it deep, force Waunakee with 3 timeouts to go to the length of the field, or you go for it. Looks like there's going to be a quick decision. This is 4-down territory, says the coach.
Yeah, no hesitation with this offense. Clock rolling here down to the 2-minute mark of the first half. 4th and 2. Again, Doyle checking with his coach, Matt Henschler. And Matt's checking with...
I think they tried to draw Waunakee offside.
Going to call a timeout here. Yep. Burned as much time without getting the delay. Taking time off the clock down to 1:45, and now they will discuss on the sidelines.
Now those same options exist for Matt Hensler. You go for it or you punt. I think they're going to go for it. But
coming up at the half, stick around. We'll have highlights. We'll have stats for you. We'll also have Mel Dow, Associate Director of the WIAA, sitting in for a chat.
Look forward to hearing Mel's words of wisdom. Been a good half. I did not think this would be a defensive struggle. I thought we took
No.
points.
No. Agree with you, partner.
It's certainly a hard-hitting first half.
Badger today is 0 for 2 on fourth down conversions. They're hoping to change that here by converting here and keeping the football. If anything, they want to go into the locker room tied with Waunakee at the half, but convert here, and then you can have an opportunity to take the lead at halftime.
Earlier today, Rice Lake won the Division III championship. Coming up next, the Division I title matchup between Franklin and Marquette. That ought to be an offensive game, you would think, but we thought this one was.
That's right. 4th and 2 for Badger at the 46. It's Doyle, and he got it. Needed 2, got 3 to the 43.
And right up the middle.
It's getting low, pads on pads there. They move the chains, start the clock again. 2 timeouts remaining for Badger. Not a stat. To the 40.
They're going to line up quickly here.
Trying to preserve those TOs.
I think he's only got 1 timeout, according to our stat.
You are correct. Doyle's got it. Flip it to O'Grady. And nice tackle made inbounds at the 34.
Yeah, that's the key. Marino kept them inbounds, so the clock keeps ticking, and now it's under a minute to go.
It's 3rd down and 1. Trying to get him lined up here is Doyle. Not a stab. 1st down and plenty more to the 20-yard line. It'll stop the clock for a moment. 39 seconds left.
And if you're just joining us, Badgers only thrown 1 pass all afternoon, and they've only thrown 45 all season.
And Waunakee's going to call a timeout here. So Badger doesn't have to use their final timeout.
Waunakee.
This last run, though, Bill, this is impressive by Nottestad to wiggle through and get major yards down to the 20.
It's been the star of this first half. He had a 61-yard run earlier, and there he picks up a 1st down.
$14 carries for that young man, 115 yards on the ground and counting. So you see the time. Again, Badger with 1 timeout remaining. Waunakee with 2.
And again, they so rarely throw the football that you know they're going to keep grinding it out. So they're going to, you would think, have at least 1 running play. And then you put it up after that.
Remember, Badger won the toss. They deferred. Waunakee got the football first. So Badger gets it in the second half as well. They're trying to double dip here. Doyle, man wide open. Touchdown Badger. They don't pass often, but sometimes they strike with a surprise.
32, Luke Hansen on the receiving end, and he was wide open. Waunakee was as surprised as we were. There's Hansen with no one within 5 yards of him. Hansen picks up the surprise touchdown, only the 4th touchdown pass this year by Doyle. Again, that's only his 46th pass thrown this year.
Extra point is no good. Pitt pushed it wide. That was Nottestad who made the touchdown catch.
I apologize.
Nottestad peeled out of the backfield. Take a look at 32. Doyle rolls right, spots Landon, no one around him.
No one.
And Doyle fired up. He's thrown one pass for an interception and another for a touchdown. And Badger leads at 13-7.
Well, I think everybody in Camp Randall was shocked they threw it there. Again, in today's football, that shouldn't be surprising. But it's a rarity for Lake Geneva Badger this season. And the element of surprise has provided them, and a nice throw by Doyle. And again, Madison didn't have anybody around him. We've all had that feeling. It's like you're supposed to catch it. Get the ball to me, please, please, please. And then when it's there, you still have to carry it or catch it and carry it the last 5 yards.
Landon did all of that, Bill. He made sure he tucked it and then turned into the end zone where he could just walk in. Had a steam here on the kickoff by Skadden. Skadden still on his feet to the 35. Waunakee has 20 seconds to go before halftime and 2 timeouts remaining. Scoring drive. Again, almost 4 minutes off the clock. And they punctuate it with a pass, a touchdown pass.
Now, we said in a perfect world, Coach Hensler would like to see that 4-minute drill executed perfectly. Well, it would, and I guess maybe in his world, a perfect drive would be all on the ground. But he mixed that surprise pass in at the end, and he'll take it.
Digging deep into that playbook. Johnson looking for some quick strike yards. There's 5 there on the out route to Emmerich. Takes 5 seconds off the clock. 2nd and 5.
You see Waunakee's got 2 timeouts left. I think they got to throw it downfield considerably more than 5 yards on this play.
Johnson looking at the sideline, checking with Andy Rice. Hanging in the pocket, sideline toss deep. Got his man! And it's going to go for 6. Touchdown, Waunakee, Emmerich. You want quick strike offense? There's your answer. 60 yards on the pass from Johnson to Emmerich.
8th receiving touchdown of the year for David Emmerich, who just ran a go route and beat the cornerback. Emmerich can fly, and he had a step on the defender and went all the way. They're 1 point, or now they have tied the score. They're 1 point away from taking the lead.
A shocker. After Waunakee got shocked on that pass play touchdown, they come back and shock the Badgers.
24th touchdown pass of the year for Johnson, the PAT for the lead.
Owen Elliott. It's good. Scoreboard flips in favor of Waunakee with 7 seconds to go.
Well, that was a nice throw, and Emmerich showed his speed there to beat the defender. And so 2 scores in the final 28 seconds. 65 yards in 2 plays. There's Emmerich.
There's 60 of them right there. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, stunning. You're thinking, Waunakee, okay, well, we'll try and dink and dunk a few things, but we're going to run out of time, and we're going to go to the locker room trailing 13-7. Oh, no.
Well, they throw 5 yards to Emmerich on the first play. They throw 60 yards to Emmerich on the next play, and Waunakee suddenly has a 1 point lead 7 seconds before the half.
Apparently, there's 7 seconds is still time for something to happen here. Aiden Meinholz handles the kickoff chores for the Warriors. A little short boot taken at the 17. And time will run out. Halftime here of a very entertaining football game In Division 2, it's Waunakee 14, Lake Geneva Badger 13. Into the locker room they go to regroup, rehydrate, and get ready for an exciting second half of football. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
The 2024 Subaru Outback is designed to take you anywhere. Advanced technology features for added safety, tough, sophisticated style, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. Adventure never looks so good. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Your eyes are the windows to your world. Trust your vision to Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. With 6 ophthalmologists and 4 optometrists, we see more than 50,000 patients per year while still delivering highly personal care. You have unique vision needs. All of our treatment recommendations are based on a thorough clinical assessment of your individual situation. Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic, serving eye health needs for over 40 years, conveniently located in Eau Claire, Menominee, and Rice Lake, plus outreach clinics in Black River Falls, Cumberland, and Durand.
Mark, we've been having this argument.
No, discussion. What's more important, experience or knowledge?
What about in your business?
Well, knowledge is important for all the automotive changes and certifications.
That's right. Study the playbook and the film. Have that knowledge when you step on the field.
No, experience.
Well, experience is important for a mechanic.
That's right. With experience, you'll instinctively know what to do when the ball's snapped.
Murphy's Frame and Axle. We make them go straight.
Let's use a football metaphor. In your home, you're the quarterback. Now, who would you want in your front line? Asphalt? No, the fearsome four of rain, hail, wind, and snow would blow right through an asphalt line. For real protection, you want Lee York Strand metal roofing. Because hit after hit, year after year, Lee York Strand metal roofing will keep you and your other valuable players protected. Sign them to your team today.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered.
Visit Johnson Tractor today, your local New Holland dealer, with locations in Arcadia, Menominee, and Baldwin.
I know that I can handle schooling my children because RVA provides the tools that I need. The RVA has adjusted curriculum by placing children right where their learning is. That's the number one goal, is to make sure that your children are learning, and so you don't move on if they haven't grasped the concept. You stop, pause, and you make sure that you grasp that before you move on. The RVA will work with your child's needs and will provide the support and the attention that your child not only needs but deserves.
The 2024 Subaru Ascent is where family meets adventure. Spacious seating for up to 8 passenger, technology features for added safety, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. The SUV that's capable of the biggest adventures yet. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Halftime of this Division II State Football Championship, Waunakee on top of Badger, 14-13. We are at halftime getting ready for the second half of this game. Joining me now, I'm Brad Hanson. This is Mel Dow, Associate Director of the WIAA. Mel, great to have you with us. How awesome has this tournament been?
Thanks, Brad. It's been absolutely incredible. You know, some incredible finishes last night, and then again, some incredible games today. People are really lucky.
Nothing like 2 touchdowns in the last 28 seconds of a half to get your heart going, right?
Yes, that was an amazing finish. That timeout was perfect timed by Waunakee.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, Mel, we want to talk constitutional amendments today, and there are a couple that are kind of grabbing the attention of the body. Can you talk a little bit about what those are and what's being done with them?
Sure. You know, the two that are really pushing forward right now are coaches' contact as well as NIL, or name, image, and likeness. Name, image, and likeness is obviously taking the country by storm. Over 36 states right now in the nation have name, image, and likeness opportunities for high school athletes. And our membership here in Wisconsin, they're considering it. We brought the topic to the membership 2 years ago when it started making its rounds, and it's time for the membership to consider, hey, do we want to remain amateurs in all aspects of our athletes, or do we want them to start thinking about ways that they can monetize?
And what would that do for the athletes if the membership decides that this is something they want?
Well, it would obviously be a constitutional amendment change. Right now, currently, they cannot use their name, image, or likeness for anything aspects of their athletic career. And what this would do, one the membership is considering right now, is to allow them to use those things outside of high school sports. So anything that they're doing in their club sports and that kind of stuff. But yet, when they're still representing their high school, their conference, their association, they need to remain an amateur.
Certainly a hot topic all across the U.S. Coaches Contact is the other one you mentioned. Can you talk a little bit about what's being considered there?
Yeah, so, some of the things that came out of COVID was coaches looking for different ways that they can engage with their student athletes. You take that time away, well, now it's time to start giving that time back. Currently within the association, coaches can only work with their student athletes during the season in which that the sport offered or their 5 contact days. And then there's non-school programming where a coach can represent an outside club, organization, so forth, so on, and work with their student athletes in the summer. Our membership's asking for different ways that the coaches can work with their kids, be role models, engage with them, teach, and so forth. So they're talking about maybe some time outside of the season during the school year or even additional time in the summer for them to participate.
That would be, I'm sure a lot of coaches would probably really like that. Any timeline for either of those amendments?
Yeah, so we actually have our annual meeting in April of every year, but the process starts actually in the fall with our area meetings. We get conversation going amongst the member schools and the administration, and then we have various board levels that we have those discussions to see if it passes through, to see if that amendment actually goes to the membership as a whole. There's 4 different ways that a constitutional amendment can change. It comes from recommendation from an advisory council, board of control, a petition from the membership as a whole, or a motion made on the amendment floor at the annual meeting. So
that's awesome. Well, Mel, just tell me a little bit. I mean, these are the moments, right, when the WIAA is on center stage and the athletes. How proud of you, or how proud are you of the work that the WIAA does for student athletes here in the state?
Incredibly proud. It's been my life work. Don't ever want a kid to say what if, and that's what our association is about. Is we try to find different ways. We listen to our membership schools because we are a member-driven organization. We hear their recommendations and we try to find ways. We have conversations constantly with schools, administration, coaches, now even athletes, and we're trying to find ways to meet their needs so the kids have the best experience possible.
You guys are doing great work, Mel. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mel. We're going to step aside and hear from our local sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Did you see those headlights? He's a head turner for sure. I want to check out her horsepower.
Excuse me?
Ain't she a beaut?
Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Deals so hot people will want to know what you're looking at. Go online now to find your smoking hot deal today.
Give your walls a new look. Find what inspires you and add some color to your life. Accent Paint Store in Eau Claire is here to help you every step of the way. There's always an experienced professional ready to answer all of your questions and give you practical advice so that you'll get the very best results. You won't find this level of service with our competitive pricing anywhere else. Accent Paint Store, ready to help you find your inspiration.
During work or play, accidents can happen, and concussions are usually associated with these accidents. At Oakley Pediatrics in Eau Claire, you'll get local doctors who care for your kids' accidents with their brand new state-of-the-art concussion testing platform. Dr. Bindred, Dr. Jensen, nurse practitioner Nicole Marty, and nurse practitioner Jackie Pageant can tell within 4 minutes if your kid has a concussion or not. Get your kids back to play faster and safer. Let Oakley Pediatrics in Eau Claire help with their concussion testing platform so you'll have the answers you need today.
100 years. There are very few businesses that have withstood this test of time.
But it was in 1923 that our family opened a 2-stall garage and used car dealership in Pleasantville, Wisconsin, serving the surrounding communities that today has grown into the Osseo Automotive family of dealerships.
A commitment to excellence through a century of automotive innovation is waiting for you.
Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
Over 78 active auctions right now, like this Ford Explorer all-wheel drive for $100. How about this Tomcat floor scrubber for $5? Okay, maybe not this week, but this Bobcat with a bucket for $100? Definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. The Waunakee Warriors, a 14-13 lead over the Badgers of Lake Geneva Badger. Halftime of this Division II State Football Championship, and we have been just lucky to see some great football. We'll start yesterday. Division VII Championship. Edgar gets their 8th state title, 36-6 over Blackhawk Warren. And then the story of the tournament. You might get sick of hearing about this. I don't care. We're going to keep telling you about it. Stratford wins on the leg of a German foreign exchange student, hitting only the second field goal he attempted all year long as with no time on the clock. Stratford wins their 9th state title. And then in Division 5, Wrightstown jumped out to a quick 13-0 lead, and then it was all Aquinas as they come back and win that one 32-13. Lodi, high-scoring, high-octane offense. They took care of business in Division 4, the 38-14 win over Luxembourg Casco. Those were your 4 games yesterday. Today, Rice Lake, incredible game, back-and-forth game between Rice Lake and Grafton. The Warriors walk away with the state title. And then, of course, we're at halftime of this Division II championship. Waunakee, a 1-point lead. We're not done, though. One more game on tap, the Division I championship. Marquette and Franklin scheduled to kick off right around 4 o'clock. Just a lot of great football action. All right, we are marching closer to the second half of this D2 championship, but now a chance to hear from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Is that dishwasher running?
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Waunakee on top of Badger, 14-13, halftime of this D2 State Football Championship. Brad Hansen here with you. It was a quiet game until about the last 28 seconds of the first half. There had been 14 points scored until then. There were 13 points scored in the final 28 seconds of the half to get us to where we are today. Right now, let's take a look at the first half highlights. And we came into this game talking about how Badger does not throw the ball. And right there, they're saying, yeah, this is why they don't throw the ball. Big pick for Waunakee, and they capitalize the touchdown there to take the early lead. Badger, though, they would respond. And then again, we said Badger doesn't throw the ball, right? Oh, wait, they do. Look at that touchdown through the air. But the answer came really fast. Look at that throw. What a catch. And Waunakee able to hit the extra point while Badger missed. And that is the difference in this game right now. We'll take a look at our first half stats. Check that out. Rushing yards for Badger, 229 to 46. And those 20 passing yards. But it doesn't matter. They're still down 1 as we head into the second half of this game. We are going to step aside But when we come back, the second half, we're going to see who's going to get this gold ball. We'll hear from our local sponsors now. This is your WIAA network station.
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
Let's use a football metaphor. In your home, you're the quarterback. Now, who would you want in your front line? Asphalt? No, the fearsome four of rain, hail, wind, and snow would blow right through an asphalt line. For real protection, you want Lee York Strand metal roofing. Because hit after hit, year after year, Lee York Strand metal roofing will keep you and your other valuable players protected. Sign them to your team today.
When you see a celebrity or athlete product endorsement, do you pay attention? Well, maybe or maybe not. But when it comes time for your next water heater, choose Bradford White. Because the pros at Bowl Improved Plumbing do. Bradford White water heaters are built in America and built to last. Not sold in big box stores, but only through professionals. You can be assured of quality to last with the best energy efficiency in the business. Now, the guys at Bowl Improved may not be celebrities, but they are pros when it comes to water heaters, and they choose Bradford White.
A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damaging effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
When you safely dispose of the unused medications in your home, you protect your whole family. But when our whole community does it, we can protect so many more. Wisconsin often leads the nation in safe drug disposal, so let's keep it up. Participate in the next drug take-back day in your community, or find a year-round safe disposal drop box near you.
Brought to you by the Cooley Recovery Center.
Guys, how are you? A little bit of breakfast? What?
Hunters, Brock's Butcher Block in Sparta has standard deer processing at only $135. Drop off 24/7 outside of gun season with no hidden fees. Brock's Butcher Block, putting meat on the table since 2010. North on Highway 27 outside of Sparta.
Head coach Pat Rice at Waunakee getting his troops ready for the start of the second half. They lead it 14-13 over Lake Geneva Badger. Before we kick this one off for quarter number 3, we send it down to Carly Murata.
Hey guys, 2 scores in the final 28 seconds of that first half. That was some excitement. I talked to both coaches about it. Badger head coach Matt Hensler on the decision to pass on that touchdown. He said, we've been working on that play for 14 weeks. We had to call it eventually. Waunakee's Pat Rice said he liked how his team responded. In terms of defense, he said Badger is a really talented offense. We have to play assignment football. His message to the team is just take it one snap at a time.
Thanks, Carly. 14 weeks, and then you dive deep into that playbook. Anyway, Matt Hensler. But Pat Rice had the answer seconds later for the lead.
Both coaches got to be happy where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
Badger controlled the ball, kept Waunakee's offense that we just saw was explosive off the field. Badger with 15 minutes of possession time to 8:46 of Waunakee. So, again, they pretty much contained Waunakee, except they isolated Emmerich on the cornerback. Johnson made a perfect throw, or Johnson made a perfect throw, and Waunakee grabbed the lead, but it's about as close a game as you can have.
Mine holds the boot. O'Grady watches it sail in and out of the end zone.
And Badgers run the ball. You saw the stats. First half, they controlled the ball. They're stopped on downs in their first drive, but scored in the last two, and those were sustained marches. Last one taking almost 4 minutes off the clock. Preceding one took 2:52. So you would think we've seen the surprise element of the past. I bet we're going back to basics here for Badger.
Pete Doyle is the quarterback. He keeps it. Wiener off the right side of that line for a gain of 6 to the 26.
Again, assignment football is what Waunakee wants to do. Wade Bryant won the Tim Crumry Award as the outstanding defensive lineman in the state this past week. Again, he's a two-time All-Stater, 6'2", 212 pounds. At state high 18 sacks a year ago.
Yeah, against Kaukauna, Bill, in the level 4 game that got them here, Wade Bryant had 4 sacks. That's doing big boy work. 2nd and 4 for Badger. And the quick give again to Nottestad. He is wrapped up, only allowing a gain of about 2. You're looking at 3rd and 2 now for Badger. Nottestad, 115 yards on 15 carries in that first half for Lake Geneva.
Yeah, he was the offensive star of the first half. Might have to share that honor with Johnson after the long 60-yard TD pass in the final 7 seconds of the first half.
3rd down and 2 for Badger. Nottestad stacked up right at the 30, but that'll be enough to move the chains.
And Hoagland made the tackle, but the chains do indeed move.
Sam was the defensive player of the year in the Badger Large Conference. Physical, fast, flies to the football. 1st and 10. Badgers at the 30. Doyle tosses it. That's O'Grady on the edge. Stacked up at the 37-yard line. You're looking at Badger running their plays, and you're saying, well, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. It's not a big playbook. You're running the same plays. Again, Matt Hensler, though, they run it better than anybody in this offense.
It's all about execution. And, again, tip your hat to the fact that Doyle's a 2-year player of the year in the conference, and he runs it so very well.
2nd and 3. Toss it again. O'Grady, same play. O'Grady on the carry stepped out. About a yard shy, maybe 2.
And they try to get O'Grady to the edge as much as they can. Let him use his speed. That's the guy between the tackles. They again have effectively run the ball today. Now over 260 yards rushing. Or excuse me, 250 yards rushing.
3rd and 1. Badger needs the 40-yard line to pick up the first down. And they will get it and then some. Nottestad breaks free on the edge. First down Badger at the 46 of Waunakee.
Nottestad's run for over 1,600 yards now this year. He breaks the tackle, the line of scrimmage, gets to the second level, and then is brought down by Jake Boba. But Badgers in Waunakee territory again with another sustained march.
18 yards on that carry.
There you see Nottestad's work today. He also caught that touchdown pass at the end of the first half.
From the 46 of the Warriors. Doyle's got it. And he's wrapped up, engulfed at the 43. Hensler said J.P. Doyle, he's the best quarterback that they've had at Lake Geneva Badger in a long time. And they have had some good ones. Again, you've got to have somebody that understands this offense inside and out. And Doyle certainly does. They don't have, obviously, the big flashy passing numbers because they don't pass a lot. But to be able to do this and do it smoothly, that's the key to success. The 39 3rd down and 3 for Badger on the carry by Richardson.
Cizek on the stop. He's had a big day. Had that interception and big return thereafter. 50-yard return by Cizek to set up Waunakee's first score. You see shadows become a factor here in the second half. Warm on the Waunakee side in the sunshine, but on this side of the field, a little cooler.
3rd and 3 for Badger. This will be close. Just a tad shy on the carry by Nottestad. It's 4th and less than a yard.
Certainly you would think 4-down territory for Coach Hensler.
Spotted it back at the 37. They need the 36. 4th and 1. Guessing game for the Waunakee defense. It's Doyle with the answer to the 34. First down, Lake Geneva Badger.
There's the quarterback sneak there. Jacob Duran grabbed the ankle, but it was too late. Doyle picks up the first down.
Almost half of this quarter, Bill, has he come off the clock on the opening drive. Badger being Badger. Stuff that time was Nottestad. Nowhere to run. White shirts and purple helmets were everywhere.
They have succeeded in keeping Waunakee's offense off the field. They have won that battle. They've got a long way to go, but what they wanted to do and been successful doing it here. Uncomfortable to go 3rd and long.
Jordan went low to make that stop. The All-State defensive tackle. 2nd down and 10. Doyle's got it. Doyle on the keeper. Made his way to the 31-yard line.
It's a less than ideal 3rd down situation for Badger.
Yeah, you need 7 now. Got to get the football to the 24 of Waunakee.
They sustained those marches in the first half by going 5 of 8 on 3rd down.
They'll try to get some of it if they can't get all of it. And they'll get a little of it. Staring at a 4th and 6 now from the 30.
Big old Enzendorf again.
Yep.
5'11", 290.
Jackson blew it up. Kept it in check. And now Waunakee digging in here on D. Trying to stop this long drive to start the second half. 4th and 6.
Badger is 1 of 3 on 4th down in the first half.
Doyle's got it. Toss it. Running room. And a first down. Still on his feet. Matthew O'Grady.
Well, the sophomore didn't want to go down. They get him to the edge. And he outruns the contain. Breaks 1 tackle. More than a couple of tackles. And picked up, most importantly, picked up the first down.
What do they say? You can't coach speed, right? This kid's just loaded with it.
O'Grady now up over 70 yards today, rushing. As Badger continues to grind it out.
Winding down to 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And into the so-called red zone at the 19, 1st and 10. Nottestad straight ahead that time to the 14.
Noah Joseph took him down at the 14-yard line to get 5.
To your point, Bill, yeah, they're keeping this high-powered Waunakee offense off the football field. They're shortening the game here in the second half.
They'd make it a statement. And Rice doesn't like what he sees.
Doyle under center, and now going to communicate to his line on 2nd down and 5. Not a stat again, but snap into his belly. 3rd and 2 now at the 11.
Well, we've talked a lot about Nottestad and O'Grady and Doyle. We should give some love to guys up front. Brandon Watrous, 75, 77. Richard Skipper, the 3rd. Jackson Buchanan, 56. They've opened the holes for these guys.
Jackson Braden, Bill, 4-year starter. He's number 58. He's been doing powerful work up front against a very stingy defense. 3rd and 2 here. Nottestad, he's got it. 1st and goal, Lake Geneva Badger.
Brian also in on the stop. 66-yard line.
Badger now, Bill, in the game is 8 of 12 on 3rd down conversions. That's huge.
Quite a march. A statement march. Looking to take the lead. You're early in the third, you're late in the 3rd quarter.
Doyle's got it. Touchdown! I beg your pardon.
He faked you out, O'Grady, with the score.
I'm not alone. Because there was running room on the edge, and O'Grady got in for 6. Watch all the moving parts. Fake it, toss it, block on the edge, into the end zone for 6. O'Grady's 9th rushing touchdown of the season. None bigger than that one. They're going to go for 2, try to get back that point they missed on the PAT they missed in the 2nd quarter. O'Grady, no, short. Great tackle that time by Marino. So it's a 5-point lead for Badger at 19-14. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Menard's 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Waunakee trailing now 19-14, the 2023 WIAA State Football Championships. Brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT, Zero in Wisconsin, Together, we can save lives. What an impressive, but sort of typical Lake Geneva Badger drive, Bill.
Oh, that's what they do. And they use the whole third quarter to march the length of the field. They go 80 yards in 18 plays. It took them 9:43. They take the lead, but they're chasing the scoreboard. Reno with a big defensive play, which may be forgotten later on this afternoon, but a big play as Waunakee now down only 5.
And we'll bookmark that 2-point try that didn't happen. Short kick here, so good field position here for Waunakee at the 40-yard line.
Last time they touched the ball, Johnson made a beautiful throw to Emmerich for a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Look at the time of possession.
We said at the top that one of the keys of the game was going to be Badger keeping Waunakee off the field, and they've certainly succeeded, as that stat indicates.
There's your drive chart from Waunakee way back in the first half. Seems like eons ago.
Well, they haven't done much. That first drive took 3.5 minutes. The second one, 2.5 minutes. The third one, when they scored, a minute. Fourth one was a minute, and then 13 seconds to score the touchdown.
And down goes Johnson. Pressure from the outside. Brock Walser was there. He slammed Johnson to the turf.
Johnson's shaken up.
Out of nowhere. When the ball squirted out, there was no whistle, so Johnson had to get up and jump on it.
Second down and 24.
Second and 24 now. Put it on the ground. Big burst up the middle. That's Ben Lindley. We'll get some of that yardage back, but third down and long still. 3rd and 15 from the 35. Pat Rice. He says it all, doesn't it?
Waunakee hadn't been in many close games this year.
Johnson. Catch! First down. Oh, he dropped it in the bucket to Lindley.
Oh, nice touch. Beautiful ball there by Johnson. He and Lindley are both legacy backs. We told you about their dads playing together. Beautiful ball, though, and a sizable gain for Waunakee.
Needed that after the sack that started this drive. Now Johnson, the keeper, pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Look at the linebacker. He reads it and curls, but too late. Lindley, little wheel route action there.
Hogan Clausen was the guy who made the read, but again, perfectly executed by the quarterback.
2nd and 5 from the 40. Waunakee trying to answer, trailing by 5. It's Lindley. Good initial push. And then the feet kept chopping away at the turf to get that first down.
All-State running back picks up the first down. Waunakee now in rhythm. How about Johnson keeping his poise after getting sacked on the first play of this drive?
Heady stuff. Lindley again getting lathered up for the 24. Certainly in contrast in style, just up-tempo, getting up and down the field quick. Badger, methodical, almost lull you to sleep. Fake it, toss it, catch and go. And that's a touchdown. Robert Booker, the second, the big tight end, making his presence felt here at Camp Randall.
Again, he's going to UCLA. They don't use him much. That's only his 18th catch of the year. But he goes out here all by himself and goes, well, he might have touched. Well, I guess he got touched at the 1, but Booker all alone. And Waunakee has regained the lead with 12 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's almost like Badger and everyone else in the stadium forgot about Robert Booker.
To go for 2.
They're going for 2, obviously.
Gotta bump this lead up to +3. Johnson rolling, looking, firing, and it was tipped.
Tried to get it to Caleb McKenzie.
I think Alec Welch jumped in front of the route, so it's a 1-point game. Late stages of the third quarter here in Madison. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby? Are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh God, Bobby, no.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Another lightning-quick scoring drive by Waunakee to give them the lead again at 20-19. The scoring drives today, Bill, have been 1:03, 13 seconds right before halftime, and this last one, 2 minutes to get back in the end zone.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to go 60 yards in 7 plays. Booker with the catch. Again, we talked at the top. You're going to have contrasting styles, contrasting tournament experience. Badger here for the first time, Waunakee for the 12th time. The wishbone and option football against the quick strike Waunakee offense, and made for a fun afternoon.
Warriors in search of their 8th state championship title. They've been runners-up 4 times before. A lot of hardware in that trophy case up at Waunakee. O'Grady bobbled, but then gather at the 4. Cuts right, cuts up, blasted out of bounds.
O'Grady on the return.
34.
Brady Sizek pushed him out of bounds.
And 4 seconds to go. This will be the final play of the third quarter in what has been an entertaining football game for all the marbles in Division II.
The wind is a bit of a factor going left to right. That certainly won't impact Badger much because they don't throw it much, but something to note when we go to the final 12 minutes.
From the 31, 1st and 10. J.P. Doyle under center. Toss it O'Grady. Again, trying to get to the edge. They string it out. Does Waunakee. Blast them out of bounds at the 33. That will end the third quarter of play here at Camp Randall, Madison. Our score, 20-19. Waunakee in front of Lake Geneva Badger.
Down to the third quarter.
From your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
The 2024 Subaru Outback is designed to take you anywhere. Advanced technology features for added safety, tough, sophisticated style, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. Adventure never looks so good. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered.
Visit Johnson Tractor today, your local New Holland dealer, with locations in Arcadia, Menominee, and Baldwin.
The 2024 Subaru Ascent is where family meets adventure. Spacious seating for up to 8 passenger, technology features for added safety, and symmetrical all-wheel drive. The SUV that's capable of the biggest adventures yet. Go to ChilsonSubaru.com to learn more.
And Hensler and his Lake Geneva Badgers.
I don't know if this type of game is cardiologist approved.
You know the ticker's probably thumping a little harder here as we go to the fourth quarter. And again, if you're joining us, you didn't hear at the start of the show, in the level 3 game at Kettle Moraine, Matt Hensler had a heart incident and took him to the hospital. He spent a few days there. He worked the level 4 game against Sun Prairie East from the booth upstairs. Team got it done down on the field. He made the decision that he was feeling good and was going to be in the field today for this D2 state championship as O'Grady, again, shiftiness when he gets to the edge, pursuit there to push him out of bounds at 43, but the damage done. First down, Badgers.
Yeah, Hensler said he didn't want to be a distraction, and he's down in the mix. He thinks he's an asset on the sidelines, and he's like what he sees there as O'Grady once again gets to the outside and picks up the first down.
Matt was talking to the statewide media, and he kind of joked, but kind of seriously said, yeah, my doctors know that I'm a football coach. They know that it's a high-pressure, high-stress situation, but he's also said, I'm in charge of my own health, and he knows what has to be done. Doyle, little fake, and then shimmy back to the 45-yard line.
Well, he took a lick from Hoagland.
Yeah, this might have been a busted play.
No, Savoa's the one who got the big hit on him. Well, Savoa's had a big year.
Even if that was a busted play, you still got 2 yards out of it, and you didn't lose the football. JP just making something out of nothing. 2nd and 8 from the 45. Toss it again to O'Grady. Boy, number 10 is just doing a lot of heavy lifting, using that speed. And you can spy him, and you can chase after him with somebody on defense.
Then you got that guy you got to worry about in the middle.
Right. And that's the thing. If everybody goes all in on 10, then guess what? The running back burns you. The quarterback burns you. 3rd and 3 here. We'll call it 2 from the 49 of Waunakee.
Badgers rushed for over 300 yards today.
Doyle. And depends on the spot. It's going to be close. See, now that play looked like that was by design. So we go back to the one that we thought maybe was a busted play. I think that's JP ad-libbing there and trying to get the defense going one way, and then he shifts. Less than a yard.
Another big 4th down call.
This has usually been Doyle plowing straight ahead on the quarterback sneak. He hands it off this time. Sharing the assignment with his running back, Landon Nottestead.
And Nottestead up to the task again. They keep the march alive. The number of possessions now becomes very vital here in the final 10 minutes of a 1-point state championship game. And Waunakee with the quick strike offense. Badger just grinds it out and grinds it out some more. And takes their time doing so.
Ipidoy gets him set at the line. 1st and 10. He's got it. Found an opening on the left side to the 40. Again, the line. Shout out. Lindblom. Braden. Waltrus. Skipper and Buchanan.
They've opened the holes and by and large done a good job of winning the war in the trenches if you go by the time of possession and the number of first downs.
And Max Davis, the tight end. Good blocking tight end as well, number 44. Burst up the middle. This will be 6. Touchdown Badger. No flags.
Nottestead at a play similar to what we saw in the second quarter, which went for 61 yards. This one goes for a score, and Badgers regain the lead. Nobody touched him.
Wow. Gaping hole. And here we go, the 2-point try once again, trying to bump it up to a 7-point lead once again. 40 yards on the run, straight up the gut for Landon Nottestead.
Badger had a point after touchdown fail and a run fail.
Inside handoff and in for 2. Richardson gets it done. Badger fans, crazy go nuts here at the home of the Wisconsin Badgers. 27-20. The folks from Lake Geneva in their first ever trip to state having a blast. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliates.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Bobby? Are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Is that dishwasher running?
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This Badger team does not blink. Another impressive drive cobbled together by Matt Hensler's offense.
Here's those big old offensive linemen that have opened the holes for a rushing attack that's gone for 378 yards this afternoon. with the latest scoring drive. They go 69 yards in 9 plays. Nottestead with the long 40-yard touchdown run. Nobody touched him. It took 3:19 for Badger to take the lead. Nottestead now with 197 yards rushing in 26 carries.
This is Zach Walton, the little chip shot with the 9-iron. Fielded on the bounce. Scadden. Scampers for extra yards to the 30-yard line. So another methodical but productive drive by Badger, but we have seen Waunakee answer and do it in quick fashion time and time again.
And they have one more answer.
First and 10, Waunakee.
Not a timeout. We can see lots of lead changes yet.
Been a fun one. Start this drive at the 30-yard line. Lindley. Gain of 5 on first down. For Waunakee, this has got to be a productive drive that produces points. Because if you give it back to Badger up by 7, they'll grind it out on you. You may never touch the football again. But Lindley providing the spark here on 2 runs to start this drive. Out of bounds at the 49 of Badger.
Got a rough ride from O'Grady, but no flag. But again, they want to keep pretty explosive. They got Johnson to throw it, Lindley to run it. Booker and Emmerich are good weapons in the receiving core for Johnson.
Lindley again, right in the hot hand. He gained 16 in the last carry. Gets about 8 more here to the 41.
And Waunakee averages 47 points a game. Pat Rice on 342 games in his career, 6th all-time in the state.
Lindley one more time. He's carried the mail all 4 times so far in this drive to the 39, first down, Waunakee.
39-yard line. It's enough for a first down. First and 10, Waunakee.
Halt the Warriors' offense just for a moment to move the chains, but up-tempo. Play comes in from the sidelines, and Andy Rice ready to roll here. Lindley bouncing to the 36. The plays are signal inbuilt. You've got 2 coaches over there, all kinds of gyrations, waving their hands, and then you've got the big cue cards going up with all kinds of different pictures.
2nd and 7.
You're from Michigan, you'd understand that.
Thank you. Thank you. Too easy. There you go, the big cards. Coach is going through all of it. Catch is made. Pulled down and then scampering for more. Emmerich trying to get to the corner, get to the end zone. He does. Touchdown. Did we just say quick strike offense?
Boy, that was all Emmerich, though. My goodness, he should have burst and isolated the last 7 seconds of the first half, caught a pass to put Waunakee in front. Here he eludes Grady there, another defender there, another there. Then he uses his speed to go across the field and down the right sidelines. And Waunakee's within 1 again. They apparently will kick the point and attempt to tie the game with 6:42 remaining.
That play took 159, Bill. 159 to go 70 yards. And we are tied again at 27 all. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby? Are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please, please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no, no, no!
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Menard's 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Got a good one here. Tied at 27. The Wisconsin Education Association Council thanks all public school educators giving their all-school effort all season long. WIAA, we teach, we inspire. I'm inspired watching this football game, Bill. I don't know about you. This has been a dandy.
It really has. Remember when it was 7-7 with less than a minute left in the first half?
I do.
Talking about there wasn't much offense.
Message received down below. The boys are delivering.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of scores since that last minute of the first half.
Meinholz tees it up for Waunakee to boot it. Matt O'Grady is deep. O'Grady will get it at the 3. It's first seam, finds one, and then it closes quickly at the 23. Ideally, and I emphasize ideally, for Badger and Matt Hensler, you want to do what you've done in this football game. Control it, pick up first downs, move it downfield, score points of some sort, and don't leave a whole lot of time on the clock left, because Waunakee doesn't need a whole lot of time to answer a score. But that is ideal.
6:36, a lot of time.
It is.
Unclock, even for a team that keeps it on the ground as efficiently as Badger.
There's O'Grady. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line, pickup of 6. O'Grady's over 100 yards. Nottestad closing in on 200 yards rushing. 391 yards total rushing is the Division II record in a game. They might smash that on this drive. Doyle! Record-breaking run right there. And more importantly, first down at the 49 of Waunakee.
And patient run there by Doyle. Waited to see where the hole is going to be. And he cuts it back, and he's got more than enough to break the record for most collective yards by a team in a Division II game.
There you go. 4:05 and counting. They ain't done yet.
Well, if they're going to win the game, they're going to have to continue to amass rushing yards.
Doyle's now at 91 rushing yards. O'Grady 110. Nottestad 197. They may have 3 over the century mark before it's all said and done. O'Grady's turn to add to his total. Pushed out of bounds at the 38.
In the shadow of Phil Longo's air raid office, they've thrown the ball twice today. One was intercepted. The other went for a touchdown pass.
Exactly what Matt Hensler loves to see. It means his offensive machine is clicking on all cylinders. From the 38, 1st and 10. Doyle stacked up at the 35.
J.P. Doyle on the keeper. Jackson Lenzendorf stood off at the 35.
You mentioned, Bill, and shadow of the so-called passing offense. Pretty good runners have played on this field, right? That guy, one of the best ever.
Michi wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Elvin Gordon wasn't too bad.
Crazy legs.
Honey Ball. There's been some dandies.
James White. Michael Bennett. We can keep going. 2nd and 7. And that one went nowhere quick. Diagnosed by the big boys up front, along with Hoagland, who dove in to slow down Nottestad and bring up 3rd down and 6.
We'll probably say this a lot in the next 4:45, but a big play coming here on 3rd down.
Crowd knows it too. It's Doyle. He's got it. They mark him at the 27. That's enough for a 1st down.
And Doyle is so good at running this offense. And he's got a few weapons.
And he is trying to take his team into the end zone ideally, but points of any sort here with the potential to win a first ever state championship. O'Grady down to the 16.
He's only a sophomore. Mr. Outside on this attack. Uses his speed here and takes the pitch.
New set of downs at the 17 for Badger, under 4 to go in regulation.
That Waunakee defense has got to be tired.
Been on the field all day long, it seems. Doyle straight ahead, keeps squirming his way close to the 10. 3:30 to go.
Badgers had the ball for over 30 minutes today in this game.
As good as those guys are, that's taxing. And their work, still got work to do here, trying to keep Badger out of the end zone. At least force a field goal try. Under 3 to go. Doyle again. They stack him up at the 10. This will be 3rd down and 3. If you're Waunakee and you stop them short, and then you're Badger, does Hensler go for it to try to pick up another 1st down? Or do you try to kick the 3 for the lead? First things first, 3rd and 3. It's Doyle on the cutback, touchdown! J.P. Doyle gives Badger the lead.
Well, you said that would be ideal if they could take about 4 minutes off the clock. They listen to you, Bob, and Doyle goes the final yards again. He makes this offense click. He kept it himself here, cuts it back, and scores the go-ahead touchdown with 2:19 left in regulation.
And now Doyle on. The holder for the PAT, Jackson Buchanan. Kick is good. 34-27. Another look. Doyle. The cutback. And walks into the end zone to put his team in front one more time.
27th touchdown of the year for Doyle. It caps a 12-play, 76-yard drive that took 4:17 off the clock. And now we told you about Badgers grinded out deliberate offense. We've also talked about the quick strike offense from Waunakee, and they are going to have to prove that they are indeed a team that can strike fast. They have all their timeouts and 2:19 left in the clock.
And 3 Badger players have rushed for over 100 yards. On the last drive, Doyle got up and over the century mark. He's at 118. O'Grady, 131. Nottestad, 198. 454 total rushing yards by Badgers so far. Short kick. Fielded finally at the 21. Scadden goes down. And Waunakee, they have proven they can score quickly. They have to do it again here with 2:14 to go in regulation.
Waunakee here for the 4th time in 6 years. A lot of these guys have been in this situation before. They're no slouches. They've amassed 272 total yards today, but a little more balanced than Badger. And that's Van Johnson, the junior quarterback, who's been poised for much of the afternoon.
Lindley to the 34. Vance's father, Todd, he was the starting quarterback for Rice in the early 90s. Son's trying to do what Dad did. First down run there for Lindley to the 40. They move the sticks. Under 2 to go in regulation. Lindley's dad, Ryan, was Rice's tailback his first year coaching. Those two want to have bragging rights at the Thanksgiving table next week. Fake it, Johnson, toss it to the big tight end, Booker. Tripped up, but he picks up the first down and into Badger territory.
Play action there. Booker, as he had done in the touchdown reception, all alone in the flat, picks up sizable yards, and all of a sudden, look now, but Waunakee's in Badger territory with 1:36 left in regulation, all 3 timeouts.
From the 47, 1st and 10. Signals in. Johnson from the shotgun. And Marcus, someone moved on the line. And we get to hear from Jeff Welk, who has been pretty quiet today.
Offense. 5-yard line penalty. You play first down.
Waunakee's first penalty, I believe.
You are correct. To make it 1st and 15, back at the Waunakee 48. It's Lindley. Skitters his way straight up the middle to the 47.
The Waunakee line is big, and Pat Rice talks about how smart they are. Lennox and Olson, both all-region offensive linemen. Olson's an honorable mention all-stater. They've opened a lot of holes today for Ben Lindley.
2nd and 10. Lindley again trying to get to the outside. And he does, and he's banged down at the 40-yard line, 3 yards shy. And it was inbounds, so Pat Rice has to burn his first timeout.
Timeout, Waunakee.
103 is a lot of time with these many timeouts. Only takes a lick there. Brock Walzer in the big hit on Lindley.
Been an exciting state tournament so far. If you missed it yesterday, Edgar won another state title.
Carter Butt with 5 touchdowns, a Division VII record as the Wildcats romped and snapped. This is probably the most exciting thing we've seen to date. The German exchange student soccer player, first ever field goal Lorenz Planter from 32 yards gave Stratford a win. Aquinas spotted their full 13, roared back to beat Wrightstown last night. You saw this game. Lodi ran it up on Luxembourg, Pasco 38-14. Spencer Lane with a big night. Earlier today, Rice Lake scored late in the fourth quarter to take an 8-point win over Grafton here for only the second time. And we've had a dandy here this afternoon. We anticipate another good one at 4 when Kimberly takes on Franklin.
Lindley. Recap done. Back to the live action we go. And a first down run to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Preserving those timeouts. Lindley's got it. Kind of chunky on the exchange there from Johnson. But he held on to the football, and they got to burn that second timeout here.
Timeout. Waunakee. That's their second.
One remaining for Pat Rice.
Again, Waunakee hasn't been in this situation all year. The closest game was last week when they beat Kakana by 10. Otherwise, it's been a series of blowouts. So, guys in white and purple facing a situation they're not real comfortable in here in the last minute of the Division VI title game. Waunakee trying to win their 8th state title.
35 seniors on this large roster. They have been the leaders. Bill mentioned the academics. Pat Rice, he pointed that out too. I've got smart kids, and that translates to the football field. They know what the assignment is and how to execute it. And they do it here to try to force at least a tie. 2nd and 9 from the 24. Johnson rolling. Throws. Got his man. The big tight end is in. Touchdown. Booker, his second score of the day.
Third touchdown pass of the day for Johnson. Excuse me, 4th touchdown pass of the day to Johnson. The second to Booker. And again, Booker finds himself all alone. I believe they're going to go for 2 here, Bob.
I was just wondering, does Pat Rice play for the win? He is.
Wow. Gutsy call by the veteran coach. 40 seconds left. 2-point conversion that could determine the winner.
Johnson throws. Dropped! It was Lindley. I don't know if he makes the catch, if he even gets in. There were Badgers blanketing him. One more look.
It's going to be close. Pretty good coverage there by J.P. Doyle. When Lindley couldn't control the pass, which was right in his hands, and you'll never know if Doyle was going to make the stop. As it is, Badger will undoubtedly be looking at trying to receive an onside kick. And Pat Rice rolled the dice and came up with it.
Timeout, Badger.
So, Coach Hensler on the verge of Badger winning their first state championship ever, going to settle his troops down and explain what's at stake here and what everybody in the place figures is going to be an onside kick.
And these two teams, how many times do you practice this? How many times do you see it in games when you've had so many lopsided scores? You go through the motions here again to remind everybody, get that hands team up there for Badger. And for Waunakee, they're looking for a crazy bounce and then get bodies to the football.
This has been an unbelievable game. Scoreless first quarter. Again, it was 7-7 with 28 seconds left in the first half. Since then, we've seen teams go back and forth. Contrasting styles to be sure. Badgers run up and down the field, grinding it out. Waunakee scored in a hurry, and then Pat Rice gambled, went for 2-point conversion instead of kicking the game-tying extra point.
Oh, yeah, we're not done playing football yet. Marquette, Franklin, D1 title. This is Aiden Meinholz. He's the kickoff specialist. And again, all the Badgers, all the hands guys used to handling the football up tight near midfield. Everyone holding their breaths.
And Badgers holding the football.
Yes, they are. Celebration is on here in Madison and in Lake Geneva. 31 came up with it. Brock Walzer. Big hugs to preserve the first ever state title in football in their first ever trip to the state title championships.
Well, Bob, you and I saw it yesterday. Hold your breath. We saw Darlington fumble in the final seconds yesterday, and we had a quirky finish there. Waunakee's got one timeout. So you would think Doyle, who's been so good at running this offense, is going to take a knee.
He will.
Here's the onside kick. Walzer makes the big play here, though, as it gets the big hop, and Walzer shows good hands on the good hands team to make the game-saving play.
Timeout. Waunakee, the final of the half.
Brock, by the way, is a sophomore running back, so he's been watching all his teammates run this offense. But he was up there to help preserve it for the offense. A new Division II team rushing record, over 450 yards. Most rushing attempts, Bill, for two teams. That's a new record, 99.
Badgers amassed 474 total yards, only 20 through the air. But Doyle, and I mean, you know, we've seen a lot of option football in past days, but Doyle, he's really impressive the way he runs this offense. I mean, you got to say he runs this option as well as anybody you've ever seen in this tournament. And the numbers they put up today are a credit to him as well as Notstad and O'Grady, and Badgers about to win their first championship.
One final snap, and the knee by Doyle. And these Badgers come to Camp Randall and make it their home at the home of the Wisconsin Badgers to beat Waunakee by 34-33.
Quite a game. And that's quite a football team. Normally we call this a heart-stopping performance, but I don't know if we should with Coach Hessler.
Point taken.
But boy, what a dandy. I don't know if cardiologist approved, but it was a great football game.
Enjoyable. Hope you were entertained, because we were. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
Did you see those headlights?
He's a head turner for sure.
I want to check out her horsepower.
Excuse me?
Ain't she a beaut?
Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Deal so hot people will want to know what you're looking at. Go online now to find your smoking hot deal today.
Your eyes are the windows to your world. Trust your vision to Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. With 6 ophthalmologists and 4 optometrists, we see more than 50,000 patients per year while still delivering highly personal care. You have unique vision needs. All of our treatment recommendations are based on a thorough clinical assessment of your individual situation. Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic, serving eye health needs for over 40 years. Conveniently located in Eau Claire, Menominee, and Rice Lake. Plus, outreach clinics in Black River Falls, Cumberland, and Durand.
we understand what it takes to grow what matters. We know success doesn't happen overnight. It takes honest work, day in and day out. We value trust, leadership, and service. We are Security Financial Bank, bankers who believe in your business, your farm, your family, your future. SFB, bankers who believe in you.
One of the best selections of commercial vehicles in the Midwest can be found at Osseo Automotive in Osseo. From medium-duty trucks and vans to super-duty work trucks, cube vans, chassis cabs, and more, you'll find the most popular commercial vehicles from Ford and Chevrolet all in one location. Take advantage of Section 179 tax savings before the end of the year. Get to work with a new commercial truck or van from Osseo Automotive in Osseo. Shop online at OsseoAutoCommercial.com.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered.
Visit Johnson Tractor today, your local New Holland dealer, with locations in Arcadia, Menominee, and Baldwin.
Over 78 active auctions right now, like this Ford Explorer all-wheel drive for $100. How about this Tomcat floor scrubber for $5? Okay, maybe not this week, but this Bobcat with a bucket for $100? Definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
A stunned Waunakee team. They rolled the dice. You know every player on that sideline agreed with their head coach, Pat Rice, to go for two, to go for the win. They came up short. This then turns out to be our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. Brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Doyle in for 6 with the PAT to make it a 7-point lead. That is your game winner, Bill.
Pete Doyle ran the offense about as efficiently as you can run an option. Ran for 118 yards, threw for a score, ran for that one. He had a lot of help. O'Grady with 171 yards rushing, Nottestad with 198 yards rushing, 1 touchdown reception, 1 rushing touchdown. Record-setting rushing performance, and Waunakee played so hard, so well. But they come up short. Pat Rice, the Hall of Fame coach, won 89% of his games in his 32-year career. Decided to go for the win. Came up short, and Badger is the recipient of their first ever state title in a classic Division II title.
Matt Hensler, he said, we've got mature seniors, and you saw them all on the big stage. They're a great moral compass on and off the football field. They really love football. Can you tell? And how much love for their coach, who gets to do this. A hard-fought and well-earned state championship for Lake Geneva Badger. 28-27, the final in Division II. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
A&D Docks is an authorized dealer for Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs. A Hewitt lift can add years to the life of your boat by keeping safely above the damaging effects of waves, algae, and floating debris. With the addition of a Hewitt canopy, your boat's finish and interior is also protected against rain, hail, and sun. Stop by and check out the complete line of Hewitt docks, lifts, and pontoon legs at A&D Docks. Call 715-239-3818 or visit addocks.com.
It's not too early for Carpets to Go to talk about a holiday flooring sale because you'll want that flooring in and ready to impress for holiday entertaining. Click Together Luxury Vinyl Plank starts at just $3.25 a square foot. Snap Together Luxury Vinyl Tiles starting at $5.25 a square foot. Your carpet remnant purchase comes with a free 6-pound pad. Ask about 6 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Get your home ready for the holidays with a little help from Carpets to Go during the holiday sale going on now in Onalaska.
During work or play, accidents can happen, and concussions are usually associated with these accidents. At Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire, you'll get local doctors who care for your kids' accidents with their brand new state-of-the-art concussion testing platform. Dr. Bindred, Dr. Jensen, nurse practitioner Nicole Marty, and nurse practitioner Jackie Pageant can tell within 4 minutes if your kid has a concussion or not. Get your kids back to play faster and safer. Let Oakleaf Pediatrics in Eau Claire help with their concussion testing platform so you'll have the answers you need today.
State champions of Division II, their first ever appearance in this game, and they take home the gold ball. Look at that reaction. These players are having a great time, and what a game this was, an instant classic. Waunakee, they go down, they score the touchdown, and have the chance to either tie or go for the win. They go for the win, and I don't think anybody was mad about that decision. It came up just a little bit short, and they end up losing 34 to 33, excuse me. Okay. All right, let's hear from those victorious Badgers. For that, we're going to send it over to Carly Murata.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brad. Standing by with Landon. What a game. It was an offensive showdown, but it came down to your defense with that huge stand on that 2-point conversion. What did it take from your defense there?
All year, they've been shutting people down, and we've been discounted. We haven't gotten our credit all year. We came into this game, nothing else was different. They said that the Waunakee fierce offense was not going to be able to, or the defense, our defense wouldn't be able to hold their fierce offense. Yet again, we proved them wrong. It's all thanks to that D-line and O-line just absolutely dominating the trenches.
Over 450 rushing yards, a new Division II state record for team rushing yards. How was your offense able to wear down this defense today?
So it basically all comes down to the basics. We have an amazing coach, Coach Hens. He's coached for over 20 years. We run the triple option, which is a dying offense, but in Lake Geneva, it's very much so alive. We went down to our basic reads and stuff. The holes opened up. Those big offensive linemen absolutely paved the way for me to just, and all the other running backs to just run through holes that's 40 yards wide.
First ever state title for Badger. How do you describe how you feel?
I was flooded with emotions all year. You know, everybody talks about, do we have enough? We do have enough. Let's go to state. Let's mess around and win state. And we're here. And we did. And we were projected to lose round 2, round 3, round 4 in state. And every single one of those teams we beat.
All right, congratulations on making history.
Thank you so much.
Brad, back to you.
Carly, thank you very much. Those Badger kids clearly had a chip on their shoulder. They leave Camp Randall with the chip, a championship. And that does it for this Division II final. One more championship to go. Our D1 final set to kick off here at 4 o'clock. Marquette and Franklin. We sure hope you'll join us then. For now, this has been a presentation of the WIAA Sports Network.
Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. And WIAA. We teach, we inspire. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.